niet ook een moment zijn dat het vol is. Oké? Kan je met niemand over praten, snap je dat?
Joran, Vandersloot's lawyer Joe Tacopina joins us live. Joe, am I right? You still do represent Joran?
I represent him, Greta, for the purpose of the Aruba investigation, which, for all intents and purposes, is over. You know, quite frankly, when you asked me to come on last week or a few weeks ago, yeah, I hadn't seen this tape. Had I seen this first, I probably would have declined your invitation, Greta, because I just, we could do this, and look, you obviously, you paid him some money to either give him a tape recording or have him give you tapes or to submit to an interview.
Wait, let's stop there. Let me explain something.
Please.
Just so you get it right. He contacted us. He said he had a tape.
Yeah.
And I said we couldn't buy it, but we could license it. That's what the media does. You license photos, you license recordings, you license tape. He gave us the tape. We had it sent to someone to have it checked out. There were problems with it. I went to Thailand to find out what the story was on the tape, to fill in the blanks, to corroborate it.
Okay, so whatever I have, I mean, an email from, I guess, one of your producers, Steph Watts, you know, to Joran, talking about the Western Union transaction. Greta, look,
the bottom line, that is how the money is transferred.
You paid him for a tape.
There's no secret.
You paid him for a tape that he made and wound up getting an hour interview with him, and so be it, Greta. Look, great TV, great ratings.
Do you have a problem with that?
Well, yeah, I do have a problem with it, Greta, because if you offer Joran $10,000 tomorrow and ask him to tell you a fifth story, he'll do it. Clearly, he's a sick kid. Clearly, I have nothing to say in defense. I have nothing to say in defense of his actions, Greta. Okay. But I still tell you, and I stand by the notion that the investigation regarding the disappearance of Natalie Holloway has not led to Joran. That's the bottom line. No one expects anyone to believe anything this kid has to say anymore. Quite frankly, he's on the verge of sociopath and despicable.
Explain something to me, Joe.
Please.
Why? Explain to me. According to the timeline, I'm trying to figure this out because I really want this investigated. That's why we're bringing this information forward. Because now stop. There's been resistance from the Aruba. There's been resistance from you, which, of course, that's your job as the lawyer. I understand that, and I have an appreciation for a defense lawyer.
I know you.
But we have this. He comes to us and he says, "Look, I have my father on tape saying about the human trafficking. This explains what happened. I'd like to find her alive," is what he told us. Of course, I didn't believe that it was true that she could possibly be alive. But he said that he sold her. So I said, "What do you have?" And he came to us. We didn't go after him.
Greta, that's fine, but look at the source. I mean, he's told so many different versions.
All right, what about his father? Is his father? How do you justify what his father said on his tape? Is his father also telling all these different versions?
Skip,
you're right. Is the tape made up?
I spoke to Paulus last night as this was going on. I mean, talk about a guy who's just, you don't know Paulus. I do. Paulus is a simpleton.
Is this tape made up? Is this tape just crazy?
Paulus absolutely denies ever having that conversation, ever. Okay, so yes, I believe that tape's old. And think about it, Greta. Think about it for a second.
He give us a voice sample so we can do a comparison?
Hold on a second.
So we can check it out.
Listen,
I'm willing to check it out.
Greta, just hold on a second. Well, think about the logic of this. Joran calls you and recorded an incriminating conversation with his father. Why? For what purpose? So he could sell it to you? I mean, why would he have an incriminating tape recording between himself and his father?
I'm trying to. All I want to do, Joe, is try to find out.
But Greta, honestly, if that's the case, why in July did you have this interview, and why has it not been turned over to its? Why don't you just send it to the authorities? How about the FBI? Did they get a copy of this?
If you want to know the practical matter, is because no sooner that we had done, we needed to corroborate to make sure there wasn't a lie, because he named a lot of people. In fact, if you notice, we bleeped out some names as we're trying to investigate. Then we went into what you may have noticed was a presidential election, so we've been busy doing that.
But you don't have to do this investigation. Greta, give the tape to the FBI. They're not involved in the presidential election.
The FBI has no jurisdiction over this. For God's sake,
they can't investigate? You know they investigated this case.
Joe, let me find out one thing. If this is a made-up tape, give me a voice sampling from Paulus Vandersloot so that I can do a voice comparison analysis. There's a forensic way to do that. Get that for me.
Greta.
And if this turns out to be a lie, I'll say this tape is a lie.
Fox News does not, as much as I respect you and this network, Fox News is not the end-all be-all for investigative services. There's a law enforcement agency involved. So you don't just say give you the power of attorney or give him a voice exemplar.
If you're saying that this tape is a fraud, I'm willing to investigate it, and I'm willing to say if it is a fraud, I'll say on the air, we did this analysis of Paulus Vandersloot's voice to the tape, And it's wrong. I'm willing to do that. But if you come on and tell me that's not true, at least give me the ability to prove or disprove it.
Let me say this. I am not saying it's true or not. I am telling you what Paula said. I wasn't there. I wasn't a witness to any of this. I'm telling you what the investigation...
Call Paulus up right now when you go into the green room and say, Paulus, give him a voice sample if this is a fraud.
Greta, why was this tape not sent to the authorities then? I mean, why hold it to like November if you did this in July? If you really think, because you said on the interview last night, you said to Joran when you were trying to get him to speak, you said, what if she's still alive, Joran? I still think there's a chance Natalie could still be alive. Time is of the essence.
Joe,
why?
Because you know what? Unlike you and others, I've been spending my weekends actually working on this case. Do not criticize me for not working. It's 2008.
Listen, don't be defensive, please, Greta.
No.
I'm not criticizing you for working, but send the tape to an authority. Send the tape to an authority. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying you're not working on it.
If they're willing to use their police power and subpoena power to subpoena a voice exemplar from Joran Vandersloot, and our FBI doesn't have the authority, but the Reuben prosecutor does, he's got it. He can have it.
So you have conditions on giving over possibly incriminating evidence? Give him the tape. Send him the tape right now.
To do something, not sit on it. Not to just sit on it.
Well, I have no control over that, Greta. You know that, okay? You know I have no control over it. You
do have control over getting a voice sample from your client. Get it? You and I can both go to the forensic expert together. I'll go with you.
Greta, I know for a fact, I don't, because you said it many times last night, that doesn't make sense, Joran, that doesn't make sense. You don't believe a word he was saying on that interview last night, do you?
You're dodging. You're dodging.
No,
Give me the voice sample.
Listen,
give me the voice sample.
It's not my voice.
Give me the voice sample, and you and I both go.
Greta,
Joe, I got to go.
Send the tape over to the investigators. I'll give you a voice sample.
Yeah,
How's
right.
that?
They're real busy investigating. Joe, thank you.